Good morning, everybody. I know you can't respond back to me, but please, wherever you are, can my smile be contagious? Good morning once again. I know most of you already know who I am, but I'll still introduce myself. My name is Ruth Mugala, Mrs. I am the wife to Dr. Clement Mugala. Those of you who may know him, who runs the partner for AMG Global Chartered Accountants. I am a private consultant in my private life, but I'll come to my introduction a little later. I'm also known as Uplifter, a name that you probably have seen on the notification for today's chat. I aimed this name from Mindset Change Program, and I will explain to you a little later how I came up with the name Uplifter. Today, I'm both your guest and the host on behalf of Dr. Sunshine Sylvia Mwansa, who ordinarily should actually have been taking this slot this morning. However, I'm taking the slot because she is away, as some of you may already know. She is currently in Malaysia, where she traveled with her husband for a doctorate convocation ceremony at the Binary University. Guys, this is a great achievement. Not only did she get her doctorate, but she was also awarded the Dean's Award for the best thesis for 2024. A big congratulations, Dr. Sunshine Sylvia, for your well-deserved achievement. You have made us so proud as your friends, family, and as a nation. And we can only wish you greater success in your future endeavors. Sylvia, I know you're smiling where you are. Her name, Sunshine, is very contagious. When you're around her, you can't afford but be in a happy mood. She dresses in happy colors and she's forever in happy moods. So I'm hoping that I'm a good reflection of you today. I'm trying my best. So congratulations on behalf of all of us, Sylvia, for this achievement. And so today she allowed me to take on this slot. So what's our chat today all about? So before I even talk about that, I just want to say thank you for according me this wonderful and rare opportunity and grand opportunity to host this cocktail chat this morning. So what we're going to do today is a number of things. One, I'll basically share with you my mindset change program journey. How has it been? And why did I end up where I am? And then I'll briefly talk about change. I think it's a very exciting topic, very long and big topic that is not exhaustive. I'm just going to touch a little bit on change just to trigger your minds to think about how you behave or react to change. And lastly, I will inspire us all to seriously consider being a part of the 100 facilitators that Mindset Change SBM Consulting Institute is working to raising. They need 100 facilitators who are going to train trainers. So we are looking for trainers of trainers. And this can only happen if you consider being a part of this group. Firstly, being a student yourself, learn what mindset change is all about, and then subsequently be trained to be a trainer. So I've invited a number of you, friends and family, because I have seen that you have potential to be a part of this group of facilitators. So how did I become a part of Mindset Change? I was introduced to Mindset Change program by my very good friend who is the owner of this program. This is Dr. Sylvia, none other than Dr. Sylvia Sunshine Mwansa, whom I have known since the 90s, quite a number of years ago. I initially actually was her secret admirer. Sylvia ran a number of chain stores in clothing business. And I used to watch her with many other women. In fact, the first person who excited me into clothing business was my dear sister Mary Zambezi in Ndola. And then I watched Sylvia with many others like Ivan Danji, my late big sister, Mrs. Mutanuka, and Bridget, late McJane, those of you who knew Mrs. Mulela, and our own mayor, may her soul rest in peace, our own mayor, Chilando. These women and many others were really inspiring. Those days when we didn't have good shops in Zambia that carried good clothing, you had to travel abroad to buy a good outfit. These women brought in these very nice outfits. They did this business in a very, very professional way. And I actually ran around their shops and I was inspired that to the extent that I myself opened up my own shop at Carousels. So they were my great inspirer. I've never probably told each one of them this, but today I want to seize this opportunity to thank you all for the role you played to encourage me to become an entrepreneur. So, but who am I? By profession, I am a chartered accountant. I'm an ACCA holder, a fellow of Zika, and I've worked as a CFO for several companies in Zambia, particularly the Zimco Indeco group of companies. These are parastatals. Those of you who are younger may not probably know what Zimco and Indeco is. These are a group of companies that were parastatals, government-owned companies. And I worked for these parastatals since my university days, since I graduated in 1985, 84, 85 and worked until 1994. My last position being Chief Financial Officer, I was Financial Controller of Zambia Emeralds Industries in Ndola. And we left the country for Namibia, where we worked. My husband worked for 2 years. I accompanied him. And later on, we migrated to Canada, where we lived for about 13 years. And there also, I continued to work as a chief financial officer. I worked for an NGO called One Way Ministries. It's a Christian organization that serves Christian leaders. And then later on, I worked as a manager, accounting officer, operations for the biggest charity called United Way in Ottawa. And lastly, I did one or two things with the University of Ottawa, where I was the financial controller for their student affairs. Well, enough of myself. And so, how did I get the name Uplifter? Uplifter, when you join the Mindset Change program, one thing that I really found interesting, it looked funny, but it was something that really provoked my mind. The first thing they ask you to do is look yourself in the mirror. And they ask you, are you happy to see what you're seeing there? Of course, I'm happy. I looked at myself in the mirror in the morning. I saw that my hair was combed, my face was done, my clothes were okay. But no, they said, look deeper. Are you happy with the person you're seeing in the mirror? That's when I realized, oh, it's beyond just the superficial. I need to see something deeper in myself. Are you happy to be where you are? Is there something more you need to do in your life to change your situation? That's when I realized, yes, I thought I had arrived. At that point, while I was looking at the mirror, I was saying, of course, I'm over 60 now. And so by now, I actually know what I want. I know where I'm going. I know where I've come from. And I know what exactly I'm headed to doing. But after attending this program, I realized, no, I was wrong. I had room to learn more things, room to learn new things. I have illustrated on this program before how you have a glass full of stones and sand. It may look full at the time, but if you add little grains of sand in that glass, you find that the grains have room to trickle down, implying there's still room even though it looked full. Better still, add water to the same glass. You'll see that the water will still seep through the little gaps in between the stones and the sand, implying there's room for new knowledge. And then again, continue pouring water. You find the dirty water starts to flow out of the glass, implying there is room to unlearn in order to create room for new knowledge. Unlearn all those old things and bring in or create room for new knowledge that you want to bring in. And that's what is done at Mindset Change program. They bring in new knowledge. Some of it may look pretty obvious, but trust me, once you sit in that class, you'll discover that yes, you may have had it there at the back of your mind, but then the program sensitizes you to bring this knowledge out and start applying it for your own benefits. So I got the name up. The second thing after the mirror, they ask you to think about a name that describes you. What are you good at? What do you like doing? What occupies your mind? And so when I started looking at my life, reflecting on my life, I realized I have this tendency of meeting people. When I meet people, I want to know what they do, what they're doing. And then immediately I want to see how can I be of help to this person to lift them up from where they are to a higher level. So not that I provide solutions myself or resources, but I think of how can I help them, maybe connect them to somebody who can be of help or give them ideas on what they can be thinking of doing and sensitize them towards that. And so when I shared with my husband this, I called him immediately. I said, I can't think of a name. This is what they're asking me to do. And he said, oh, I would go for uplifter. I'm like, wow, yes, this is what I like doing. Uplifter seems to fit my profile. So I'm called uplifter for that reason. So that is enough of the intro on how I ended up joining the Mindset Change program. So once I met Sylvia, she asked me to join this program, but then I was hesitant for a long time. She kept asking me, and I kept saying, one day, one day. I see Sylvia as a person who runs around with so many things. And so I was thinking, there she goes again with her many things. So she wants me to join something that she likes, she's passionate about. That may not be my passion. Then again, she insisted. So one day I said, let me give it a shot. I sat in that class, looked in the mirror, came up with this name. Gosh, I do not regret that day. And that's why I am here to share with you the possibility of you becoming a part of it. If I invited you, I know you have capacity to do more. I know you have capacity to do what we do at Mindset Change program. So I went through the program and I discovered that there was a lot more things that I could learn that could make my life better, make me more efficient and effective in the way I carry my businesses around, the way I manage my life, make me more efficient in my relations at home, at church, my extended family, my circle of friends, and many other aspects. Make me better in things that occupy my profession. Like I do sit on a number of boards. I'm a consultant right now, private consultant, and I also sit on a number of boards and committees, and how I can be better in serving even on those boards and committees. So this is what we're all about at Mindset Change. So today I want to talk about just a little topic, one of the topics that are covered in the Mindset Change program, and this is change process. Now, change process. What is change process? Change is a process in itself, and we all react differently to change depending on who we are, where we are, and what circumstances we are facing. Think of the weather. It's actually more pronounced for some of you who live in countries like North America, where the weather patterns are drastically different. But for us in Zambia, yes, we are now just into the hot season of Zambia, having come from the cold season. There has been a change in season. What are we doing about the change in the season? Ladies, I know most of you are changing your closets. We are removing all those warm clothing that we wore in the cold season and now replacing them with summer clothes. We keep all those sweaters away, not all of them. We're going to keep a few sweaters and pants, or trousers as we call them in Zambia, for those exceptional days when it could get cold. Even as we get closer to the rainy season, you find that you may need those sweaters. So we are preparing for change. In other countries, change is in weather is so drastic that if you don't well prepare for that change, you could actually die. In Canada, we have, having lived in Canada for like 13 years, like I said earlier, the first winter we experienced was a shock. to my family. It looked sunny out of the window. You look through the window, it looked so nice and beautiful. And my kids were like, no, today is sunny as we go to church. I don't need this coat. Go outside minus something. Oh my gosh, just by the door, you're sent back into the house to pick up all those warm clothes that you needed to wear. If you didn't, you could suffer from frostbite. So the point is, we have to be comfortable with the change in our environment. Sometimes we need to survive with a change in our environment if the change is so drastic. Think of Zambia. We're currently experiencing a change in the situation of our electricity supply. What are we doing about this change? The majority of us are just complaining and complaining and blaming forever. What has that earned us other than have a toil on our health, a toil on our minds? It has taken away so much of our vital time. Instead of thinking of things that we need to be doing to push our lives forward, we're busy grumbling and complaining and creating jokes about ZESCO, why ZESCO is not doing well, even blaming the government. A lot of us are doing that, pointing fingers. Really? Should that be what our reaction be? All of us know that we need to do something about change. I myself and my family actually suffered a little bit in the beginning. The moment we started experiencing this load shedding, we had our grandchildren around who live in Canada. They came here to live with us for a number of months. And I remember them reciting the words every time the power would go. They all scream in the house, "Grandma, power is gone. Power is gone." And the moment lights came back, power has come. Power has come. Now, what I noticed, even they started experiencing change in their lives. The moment power went, my oldest grandson would shelve away his Nintendo Switch. He would go outside and start playing football. He knew that he needed to play. Now, there was no power. He couldn't sit there and cry, "Grandma, there's no power. Give me power." No. He went out and found a solution to his play. He needed to play. The moment he heard power has come, he ran back into the house, started playing his Nintendo Switch. Even a kid can adapt to change. What more us as adults? ZESCO issues or electricity issues may call for sacrifice. We may need to sacrifice money in order to get ourselves to a point where we have a regular flow of electricity in the house. We have had an inverter for a long time, but when load shedding came in, we realized even the current inverter or the inverter we had at the time was not sufficient for our needs. We needed to do something about it. We needed to upgrade, and upgrading called for finances. We needed to shift our budgets in order to accommodate this new normal, as people call it now, the new normal of living without the regular ZESCO supplies. And so we upgraded our inverter for our own sanity. I say sanity, yes, because there came a point where we were almost going crazy. I remember my son running around, where can I charge my phone? Where can I charge my laptop? One day I had to go to the nearest hospital to charge my phone and my laptop because I had a board meeting the following day, which I was chairing, and I needed to have both my gadgets well charged. At that point, we realized, no, we need to sacrifice money and upgrade our system. As I speak today, we have no problems with power supply. We have more than we need, and we've learned to manage our supply. Before, the entire house would be lit, and we're on a 3-phase electric supply. Our wage bill, I'm sorry, not wage bill, our electricity bill was in the 5,000s, 5,000 kwacha a month. Now, I think we last loaded 5,000 3-4 months ago. We're still running on that. And come the time when ZESCO supply will be regular, I think we're already geared to saving money because now we've changed our lifestyle to suit the new changed environment. So basically, the environment will not change for us. We have to be the ones to change. Why do people resist change? Maybe before I go there, what are the possible changes that one can experience in your personal life? One could be a loss of income. It means you have to change your standard of living, change the way you do things, change the way you spend money. It could be a loss of life. You may lose your spouse or the breadwinner of your home. How are you going to manage that? You have to make drastic changes in your life. Yes, they'll never come back. They're gone and gone forever. Maybe it's a change in a new equipment or technology. How are you going to cope? Maybe it's in your workplace. You're not going to run away and leave it to the .com kids. You have to change. You have to learn. It could be now the phase we're in as a world, not even a country, as a world, AI is coming big time, where we'll find computers are taking over what human beings used to do. The tasks that you're performing today may be replaced by a computer. How are you going to survive? Change with the times. We need to move with the times. However, change always comes with resistance. Why do we resist change? Because of fear of the unknown, loss of our comfort zone, loss of a job, or not knowing the benefits of change. There are many issues that make us drag along and not want to change. Guys, it's time to consider change. Look at your situation, assess what has changed around you that is calling for change in your life, a change in the way you do things. How ready are we for change? Are we ready for change? At Mindset Change, we have a program. There's a self-assessment tool that is used to assess how ready one is for change. When you do join us, you'll come and know how ready you are for change. So what are the things that we can do to eliminate the fear of change? One most important thing is effective communication. And that was the biggest challenge I think we had with Zesco when we just started experiencing load shedding. Zesco initially did communicate very efficiently the schedule on how they would supply electricity in various homesteads. Later on, it became chaotic. It was just whenever they felt like. They couldn't cope with that as well. And so effective communication will help us manage our change, our fear of change better. Education and awareness. Even a little talk or small talk like I'm doing right now is going to cause you to think of your situation. After we log up the show, think of your situation. What has happened around your life that is calling for a change in the way you do things? A safe and supportive environment and continuous learning. Those are some of the things that you could engage yourself in order to help you manage change. Continuous learning. AI is coming. Those who are a step ahead have already started learning. What is this AI? How can I take advantage of AI? What can I do to be the one who's driving AI in my little sphere of life? Then wait for AI to come and then start reacting. Be proactive. So I want to talk now about the Mindset Change program. A lot of us, when we hear mindset change, we think we know it all, but we are familiar maybe with change management. Mindset change is not change management. Change management, by definition, which I read up in the dictionary, it can be defined in different ways. It's a change on the management of change and development within a business. It's a systematic approach of dealing with transition or transformation of an organization's goals and processes and technologies. The purpose is to implement new strategies for efficient and controlling change in helping people adapt to change. But mindset change is not that. Mindset change is a belief that it is possible to change, that we can improve our lives by making different choices, being open to new ideas, new ways of doing things. If you have a mindset change, you are more likely to succeed in making a positive change in your life. And there are a number of things that will happen if you change. You're going to impact not only yourself, those around you, your family, your friends, your community, your country, and the world at large. And that's what we are aiming for at Mindset Change Program. Once you go through this program, you will never be the same again. Just like those of us who are believers, once you've met Christ, you will never be the same again. There'll be a drastic change in the way you carry your life on. There are key areas of focus that Mindset Change Program dwells on. One is effective and efficient time management. There are a lot of tools that we learn that help us manage our time better. Each one of us has 24 hours in a day. And at Mindset Change, we dissect that 24 hours into 3 categories. 8 hours for your HPA, which are the high performing activities, things that bring bread and butter on the table. How are you spending those 8 hours? The other 8 hours are split into 2. There's 4, which are noises, things that you do not plan for, that suddenly come and disturb your day. Things that you have to attend to, emergencies. It can be work related, it could be family related, funerals, sicknesses, crisis, all those things you have no control over. You have to factor in that. Your 8 hours, second 8 hours will be taken away by those events. The other 4 hours of the 8 are what you need to work on. What do you do with those 4 hours? We have wonderful tools at the Mindset Change Program that will sensitize you on how you can best manage those 8 hours in your whole sphere of life. We also have another key focus area, which is retirement preparedness. Retirement is coming, guys. Doesn't matter what age you are right now. It is coming. I was one time 20 something. Just woke up suddenly, I'm 60 something. Shock of my life. Retirement. I felt so comfortable when I was in my 20s. I used to look at my mother and father and the likes like, oh my gosh, these people are old. They've lived so long. They don't have much to go. Now I am there. So if you are younger than me, if you are in my age group, you have cause to worry if you have not prepared for retirement. If you are younger, don't wait until it's too late. We have tools at Mindset Change Program that will help you plan for your retirement better. And by the way, retirement is not only by age. It could come because of a medical change in situation. It could come because of public interest or personal interest or family matters. You may end up quitting your job earlier than later because you have to attend to these issues. Then we have topics on succession planning. And this is not only in business, even in your own home. A lot of us run our own businesses. How are we preparing our children or whoever will succeed us from where we are at right now? The frames that you run, the businesses that you run, who's going to carry on your dreams, your visions? Are they going to be buried with you 6 feet under? It will be a waste of all you have done if there will be nobody to carry on. Think of a relay. Who are you passing the mantle to? You've run the best part of your race. Now, to win the race, everybody has to win. Who are you giving the mantle to? Who's going to finish off the race for you? We also look at customer service. And this is the most painful thing in the Zambian business, customer service. Those of us who've been exposed to other parts of the world through travel or living abroad, I'm sure we can all testify to this. Customer service in Zambia is terrible. We need to do a lot to move to the next level. So, Mindset Change Program is for everybody. SBM Consulting Institute is looking for trainers of trainers. Are you going to be one of them? I hope I've given you enough information to help you make a decision to be one of those that will take on this program. The program actually for training trainers is going to run from 8th October to the 10th of October. It's 3 full days. So if you want to attend, you have to block those days. For you to get maximum benefits of this, you have to be there for all the 3 days. Have you wondered why some people of your age seem to be doing better than you? Same age, same background, same experience, same circumstances, or maybe slightly different. They seem to have done better than you or are doing better than you. Why? These are people who have cared to invest their time in gaining new knowledge that will help them do things better. I hope you'll be one of those. If you need more information, please feel free to contact any of us who present or who are here on the show as facilitators. And in fact, this program runs Monday to Friday. They call it the cocktail chat program. They run Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 8 a.m. And every day is a different presenter. I'll just give you an idea of who these people are. On Mondays, we have Walter, who runs this show. I was on yesterday and got this history on Congo and a lot of stuff that my son and I learned. My son was so excited, actually, Walter, for your own information, to learn a lot of things about Lumumba, how Lumumba died and so on. Anyway, they bring in different topics every time they're on the show. So Monday, we have Walter. Tuesday today, we have Dr. Sunshine, who I'm sitting in for. And then Wednesday is an open market day. If you have any topic that you'd like to bring about on the show, you are free to come, but you have to pay for that slot. It's an open day. Please come and sensitize us to anything that you think would be of benefit to a lot of listeners. And then Thursday, we have Dr. Nelly, who comes on with matters that feed the soul. And Friday, we have Dr. Jack Mulundika, a medical doctor who also brings in very wonderful insights on issues pertaining to health. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show. At Mindset Change Program, we are very particular about timekeeping. I've seen that I've overshot by 2 minutes. Allow me 1 more minute to simply thank you all for the time that you've spent logging in and listening to my many words. Hopefully you have picked up 1 or 2 things that have provoked your thinking today and are going to help you change for the better. Good day and God bless you all. Love you guys.